Here's a fun exercise since we're in a quarantine and might as well. Would you want what's on your Instagram about you profile section, like lover of dark chocolate, like love that's me. Plant lover, like advocate for CrossFit, whatever it is. Would you want that? Because that's what people are seeing, right? That's your outer identity. Would you want that on your tombstone? Would you want that inscribed as your epitaph? As like, this is how this person is remembered for. And I know, yeah, hashtag morbid Monday. Like, seriously? Like, now you're gonna bring that up? I don't say that to like deride what's on your Instagram account and to say it's not worthy being on your tombstone, but I do say that what I do think is it's interesting because at the end of the day, when we have a memorial of us, we often are saying things like loving this, like loving husband, generous father, philanthropist, things that are that we really want to be remembered by. Often like what's on our profile, what's on our Instagram page, it's not really what we want to be known or remembered by, but it's what we perceive to be acceptable. So on our Instagram profile, those like the like lover of like origami, like I don't know, like avocado oil slayer, whatever it is that we put on there, we put it up there because we feel like that's a gateway into who we are. That's an acceptable gateway that people see that and they won't be put off or they won't be turned off. It's not weird. It's mainstream enough and people will see that and think like, cool, this person is normal, unique, likable. They are lovable in turn. We hide the big chunks of who we are. We hide our first house a lot of time. Our first house is our outer personality and identity. And some would say like you can't hide that, that's just who you are. But I do find that we go out of our way to only show facets of our first house that we feel is socially acceptable. And I understand, like in this world, wearing your heart fully on your sleeve and showing people the full facet, the wonderful complexity of who you are is and what you really want to project is not always accepted. So do that today while we're in quarantine. Look at what are you putting out there about yourself and what would you want to be remembered for? What would you want? What is the true essence of what you are? And I think that when you look at a tombstone, you're seeing the person leave it all there. This is who they are, this is what their life is about. And rather, what we're showing people are just these tiny aspects of ourselves. It's why we walk around wearing t-shirts of like, sports logos and favorite bands and things like that, because that is what we feel is an acceptable entryway for people to engage with us. We think people see that and they'll have a response and they'll say, oh, this person is just like these other fans of this, or that this person is this. And we're maybe needing to show some raw truth of who we are, which Aries is so good at, and maybe having something on a shirt like heart's been broken 5 times but still fighting. It's funny. I fucking wish people had that on their shirt. I understand why they don't, and I understand that they probably wouldn't get the reaction they need. But I do think that our best selves, what we put forth sometimes is what we think is most acceptable rather than what is truest, what is the truest expression of ourselves. So look at your first house, look at your profile section, look at what you're projecting. Your first house is your outer identity, first house is your outer personality, first house is what you're showing people. When someone asks, like, you're gonna meet someone's friend and you're just like, hey, what are they like? You're saying, what's their first house? Like, how is it? So if you want to look more, look at your first house. Obviously, having planets in your first house, the aspects that your major planets create to the first house really matter. But most of all, like, look at what you're projecting. Does it align with everything you want to be? So there's more to come. I know that it's crazy right now, and I think that we are being thrust into this weird world. Weird because it's an isolation world, not an adventure. You know, when Aries season kicks in, you think adventure, but as I always said, when Aries season starts, you will get a flavor of the year. And I know it's not a flavor most of you would want. It's like getting peanut butter and mustard as your flavor choice of ice cream, but hang in there, and this is a wonderful time to explore your personality, and most importantly, you get to reinvent it. You can really reshape, not reshape, but you can take parts of your personality that maybe you haven't been sharing as much or haven't been giving as much attention to, and put that out there more instead of like master of origami, lover of all things furry, you know, I don't know. Anyway, I love you guys. I hope you're well. I will be back with a new video soon. I'll talk to you later. Bye.